At the beginning of the story, we see some mountains where a man is traveling with a group of slaves. All their feet are chained together, and this is set in the year. Music, or else I'll shoot you. The man says, I'm just an ordinary person. I've come here to meet a slave trader. If that's you, then maybe we can make a deal. He asks the stranger, what kind of deal? The man replies, do you have any slave from a plantation? Suddenly, one of the slaves speaks up, saying, yes, I'm from a plantation. Hearing this, the man with the horse carriage walks up to that slave and asks, what's your name? He replies, my name is Django. The man with the carriage is Dr. King. Dr. King starts asking Django about 3 brothers he's searching for. Django provides accurate details, confirming to Dr. King that this is indeed the slave he came looking for. He then asks Django, would you like to go to the plantation? Django says yes. His wife is being kept as a slave on the plantation, and he's willing to do anything to rescue her. Now, the man who brought all the slaves gets angry at Dr. King for talking to the slaves and points a gun at him. Dr. King, infuriated, shoots and kills the man and injures his brother. Then Dr. King walks up to the injured brother and buys Django from him. All the other slaves are now free because the man who owned them is Uage. About to die, Dr. King then takes Django to the city, and Uage went to Nige. And Uage went to Nige, someone else's arms. Uage, Django, from him. Uage went. All the other slaves were wind. You went to Rongo, when it won't. Went to Rongo, went to wind. Went to wind. You went to wind, and went to wind. You went to wind on when we end out to win. Went to win on when we win to win. Winning on NA when NA went to win NF for someone and we you have died we mail when as tells him you are now free. Can breathe as a free man. Django walks freely through the town, surprising everyone because he was once a well-known slave. Next, Dr. King takes Django to a bar and tells him you're still not entirely free. If you want complete freedom, you must do one thing for me. I'm a bounty hunter, and I'm looking for the same 3 brothers we discussed last night. Outside, the sheriff arrives, shouting that Dr. King can't take Django with him. He's a slave, and he also knows what happened last night. He wants to arrest Dr. King. Dr. King steps outside and shoots the sheriff, and escapes with Django. While traveling, he asks Django about his wife. Django explains that he and his wife were both slaves under those 3 brothers. One day, they tried to escape. Django succeeded, but his wife was caught and sent to the plantation. Dr. King and Django begin their hunt for the 3 brothers, knowing they won't be allowed in directly. Dr. King pretends to be a buyer of slaves and presents Django as his servant. When they arrive, Dr. King goes inside, and Django stays outside. That's when Django spots 2 of the brothers and shoots them instantly. Dr. King rushes out, sees what happened, and kills the 3rd brother himself. Hearing the gunshots, the landowner comes out and points a gun at Dr. King. But before he can shoot, Dr. King shows him a warrant that permits them to kill the brothers. After seeing the warrant, the landowner can't say anything, but he gets furious since they killed his 3 trusted men. He instructs his men not to let Django and Dr. King leave town. Dr. King senses the danger and avoids sitting in his carriage. When the rich man's men surround the carriage, Dr. King detonates it, killing many of them. He then turns to Django and asks, can you do something like this? Django takes the gun from him and shoots the rich man. Dr. King is pleased and tells Django, you're a great fighter, I want you to work with me. Once my job is done, I'll help you rescue your wife. Django agrees, as freeing his wife is his only goal. Let me know if you'd like this refined for a movie script, YouTube narration, or SEO style summary. Here's the full English translation of your second part of the story narration before continuing the video. I request all of you, most of my viewers, just watch the videos, but don't subscribe to the channel or like them. Please do hit the subscribe button and give a like to the video. After this, Dr. King and Django continue working together and kill many people. Dr. King, being a bounty hunter, hunts only those with a bounty placed on their head dead or alive. He earns money by killing such criminals. One day, while they're on another mission, Django sees a man working in a field with his young son. Dr. King tells Django, "You have to kill this man." Django hesitates and says, "I can't. His son is too small." Dr. King shows him the man's warrant and says, "Don't think about the child. Think about how many innocent people this man has killed." Hearing this, Django, though unwilling, shoots the man by now. Dr. King has earned a lot of money thanks to Django and decides to help Django rescue his wife, who is being held as a slave on a plantation, but this won't be easy. The plantation owner, Calvin, is not only rich, but also very powerful. Dr. King knows that Calvin has a hobby of organizing brutal fights between black slaves. He tells Django, "When we meet, Calvin, I'll pretend to be a fan of slave fights and introduce you as my personal fighter." They then reach the place where Calvin is hosting a brutal slave fight. Dr. King meets Calvin and tells him, "I enjoy slave fights too, and I want to buy your strongest, best fighter." Calvin asks, "How much will you pay?" Dr. King replies, $1,000. In the year 1858, that's a huge sum. Calvin is delighted, and the next day he takes both of them to his plantation, where Django's wife is kept. As they arrive, they see a horrifying scene. A slave had tried to escape, and Calvin has unleashed dogs on him. The dogs badly injure him, showing just how cruel Calvin really is. Calvin then takes them into his lavish home and introduces them to his sister and his loyal black servant. Dr. King tells Calvin, "I'm exhausted and would like to rest. Also, I need a girl to accompany me." Then he takes Django's wife's name. Calvin agrees and sends someone to fetch her. We then see Django's wife locked in a steel box, her skin burning punishment for trying to escape. She is brought to Dr. King. He speaks to her in German, because he knows she understands it, and tells her, "I and your husband Django are here to rescue you." Then he calls Django. When she sees Django, she is so overwhelmed that she faints. That night, during dinner, Django's wife is serving food to everyone, including Django, Dr. King, and the rest, as she is still a servant in that house. Django and his wife keep looking at each other. Everyone else thinks they simply like each other, but one person starts suspecting something. Calvin's close black servant realizes that Django and the girl might already know each other. He figures out that Django and Dr. King may not really be there for a fighter. They might actually be there for this girl. After dinner, Dr. King offers to finalize the deal. He says, "I will pay you $12,000 for your best fighter, and I also want the girl you sent to my room. She speaks German, and I'm not good in English, so she can help me communicate." Calvin agrees without issue, saying, "You can take her with you." But just then, a black servant who is suspicious of Django tells Calvin that something is off. They're not here for any fighter, they're here for that girl, whom they clearly know. The fighter's story is just a cover. Calvin becomes furious. He goes out, places a hammer on Django's wife's head, and says, "I'll kill her right now." Dr. King and Django stop him. Calvin says, "If you want to take her with you, then you'll have to pay me $12,000, not for the fighter, but for her." Dr. King agrees. They pay him $12,000 and get Django's wife freed, also getting her freedom papers signed. As they prepare to leave, Dr. King says to Calvin, "You are a cruel man." Calvin doesn't respond. Instead, he says, "Will you not shake my hand? If you don't, consider our deal unfinished." Dr. King says, Translation ends here. Let me know if you'd like the next part or need a *** shortened YouTube summary *** of this movie story. Here is the full English translation of the final part of your story narration. Django refuses to shake hands with Calvin. Both men are filled with ego. Calvin turns to his servant and says, "If he leaves without shaking my hand, that means our deal is off." "Kill him," Dr. King says. "Fine, I'll shake your hand." But as he walks up to Calvin, he pulls out a hidden gun and shoots Calvin. Calvin's loyal servant is devastated. He cries while holding Calvin's body. Overcome with rage, he shoots Dr. King, killing him because of both their egos. A simple deal that could have ended peacefully turns into a bloodbath, and both men die. Django is filled with rage after Dr. King's death. He grabs a gun and begins shooting everyone around him, but soon runs out of bullets. The others capture Django's wife and, to save her, he is forced to surrender. Django is brutally beaten and left unconscious. When he regains consciousness, finds himself in a mining company. He's been sold off once again and separated from his wife. He tells the men around him, "I'm not a slave. I'm a free man. I've been tricked." He explains he's actually a bounty hunter and shows them a wanted poster for a man worth $700. He says, "Join me. We'll kill this guy and split the money." The three men agree and even give Django his weapons back. But the moment Django has his guns, kills all three of them and escapes, he then heads straight to Calvin's plantation. First, he kills the men who had unleashed dogs on the slaves. Then he goes to the room where his wife is held. She is overwhelmed with joy to see him. Django goes to the place where Dr. King's dead body lies. He retrieves the freedom papers that Calvin had signed for Django's wife. Still furious about Dr. King's death, Django returns to Calvin's mansion, where all of Calvin's friends and associates are gathered. He kills each one of them, one by one. Then he tells all the slaves present, ***, you are free now. From today, you are no longer slaves. Among them is Calvin's loyal servant, ***, the same one who exposed Django and his wife. Django shoots both his legs so he can no longer walk. Finally, Django leaves the house with his wife and blows up the entire mansion using explosives, killing that servant too. In the last scene, we see Django riding away, ***, on a horse with his wife through the forest. They are both free now, ***, ready to live a new, better life together. And with that, the story ends. Let me know in the comments below which movie story you'd like to hear next. I read all your comments and truly appreciate your love and support. If you liked this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Music. Let me know if you'd like this entire translation turned into a YouTube script, subtitle file, or a SEO-friendly description.